Good morning, good day, common sense warriors. Hello, friends. We've been chit-chatting for a little bit here, but anyways,
what it was?
Sure. Today's guests, we have a tandem. We have Redfish, Blufish, Greenfish. No, we have Blufish Digital Inc. And we are talking to Amy and Mike, and they are the co-creators of Blufish.
Power couple of the year here.
Word up. Thanks for coming on the show, guys. Looking forward to this. This is going to be fun.
Happy to be here.
We're gonna have a good time. So thanks for coming on. I'm just mesmerized by your website with the waves going through. It's
you like that, eh?
It's quite beautiful. I'm going to have to switch off of that.
For anyone listening, that's www.blufishdigitalinc.com.
It's not a commercial.
Check out the waves.
Check out the waves. Anyways.
It's about marketing your product.
Yeah. No,
it's not a commercial.
Don't worry about that. We just want you to see the waves.
Okay, cool. Well, anyways, thanks guys for coming on the show. So you're each kinesiologists, correct?
I'm a kinesiologist.
Okay,
I did an undergrad in kinesiology. Mike did his undergrad in
sport management, but I'm also a certified strength coach.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So you're very fitness oriented, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And then how did you get from that to now having a digital online marketing lead generation program for business owners?
So that's business fitness, right?
Business fitness.
The business of fitness.
Yeah, and this is a lead generation for a business owner. So any business owner listening, we're going to really talk about it and delve into it, but it's a really cool program that they do. And what I really want to know is the story of how you guys got into from being a kinesiologist and, some semblance of a career to having your own business.
Sure, for sure.
And we'll kind of dive into that. And then Mike had a job, didn't you?
I had a real job, and then
what?
And decided to.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm so sorry.
Terrible. Saw the light.
Yeah.
Saw the light and left. Join us crazy people on the entrepreneur side.
There you go.
Yeah.
So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about how your journey
starts off
that
with Amy.
Journey was it was mostly initiated by myself. I was working. I've got a job. And was working at a big franchise of physio clinics, working as a kinesiologist and doing a lot of active rehab one-on-one sessions with a lot of ICBC claims, like work safe stuff. And a lot of the one-on-one sessions were there, it's just not my jam anymore. And I was really spending a lot of time just managing the case and running files and writing reports and those kinds of things. And what I enjoyed hanging out with the people, but then again, it was a lot of just in and out kind of one-on-one sessions and looking forward to doing more fun sessions, but also in the future, like I was thinking about, am I going to do this for the rest of my life? Like until I'm 65, personal training people? And I just thought, no, that's not exactly what's going on. I ended up getting fired from that job, and Mike remembers that day. I came to see Mike and I was totally supposed to be fired. I was not.
She was planning our wedding.
I was planning our wedding while I was at work. There wasn't anything for me to do there, so I was planning my wedding or
planning our honeymoon.
Those kinds of things.
That's
and honestly,
though.
It is important.
Were they paying you though while you were?
Yeah, I was getting paid, but there wasn't anything for me to do. But I was kind of checking out, and so
and
that's
the problem
fine.
was they actually caught you, because I think that if you actually ask people, 90% of people are actually doing that on the company.
They may have
known.
We don't
I know, but also
I
could have asked them I need more work to do, but they didn't have any more work to do. The clinic was really quiet, so there was just nothing for me to do. So and I pursued doing some other marketing for them and trying to set up meetings with doctors' offices and do marketing meetings to get more clients for the clinic, but there are only so many doctors' offices you can see in one city. So but anywho, they let me go, and I was by the end of the day I was praise God, that is a great thing that they did let me go, because I really was not trying my best there at all. And then in desperation, trying to figure out what to do next and thinking about, when I'm 65, do I want to be retiring as a personal trainer? That was no, I really don't. And funny enough, I saw an ad on Facebook for the course that taught me all the skills that I need to create ads on Facebook for businesses.
Okay.
So it's kind of perfect. So I got enrolled in the course and got going. And
that was a very interesting conversation.
that was a very interesting conversation because like first thing that
have.
pops into your head is this is a scam. This has to be a scam because, you know, it's going to teach you how to do this. It costs this much money. We guarantee that you're going to be able to build a business from this. But honestly, like I could recommend the course to anyone who's interested in building a business, but not sure or doesn't have a specific niche that they want to work in, but they want to help people and they want to help other businesses. And that was great for us because we didn't really like making our own gym or building our own clinic felt like 85% more work and stress for like 15% more pay. And it wouldn't have been worth it for us to be working 80-hour weeks trying to like train clients, but also run a gym.
Yeah, working in a gym,
So
10 to 12 hours a day.
So that has to be a hard life. I mean, we know
Yeah.
quite a few younger people that are in it, but I don't know a lot of
You-
people
you
that are
have
in their
to-
60s that are doing it. And
There's not a lot.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to love the gym. Like you have to
Usually
and
your
then
body breaks
love-
down before that. Like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
probably mentally you could train people all day, every day, but
it's hard on the body for sure.
and you need to also have yourself in good physical condition because if you're a trainer or a kinesiologist and you're not in shape, you're not going to get the credibility that you
Yeah.
kind
see,
of
I could
Right.
never do that.
But
letting
also-
myself go
Reiner would be
is
the
one of
worst.
those thrilling parts because I'm almost 60 and like, seriously.
Yeah. And even just like moving weights around for your client, like picking up a bar to put it away
Yeah.
is 50 pounds sometimes.
Yeah.
45 to 50 pounds. So you got to be on it all the time. And the max capacity, if you're doing a really good job with your clients one-on-one, is like one person an hour. So you either have to charge a whole bunch or figure out a way to overlap, which is where our referral, Ryan, has a really cool system at Coastal. They've got a cool system there.
Yeah,
We
Ryan
appreciate
Jaws.
what they're doing. So that's cool if you ever get to go see that place. But yeah, so got on, where was I?
So that was a great
Got
conversation
enrolled.
that we had.
Oh yeah, it's a scam.
Because-
No,
yeah, well,
it's fine.
So you saw an
So I-
advertisement
so
on
I come
Facebook
home.
and you click
Yeah.
the link
Yeah,
and you
it was compelling.
yeah, so I come home one
Signed
day.
up.
So you clicked on an ad on Facebook.
I did, exactly.
And then you thought it was a scam.
It's
yet
very-
well, like
it actually worked.
you have to be, I know
it
exactly.
actually worked on the link.
Yeah.
So right there, that should have been.
It works.
Wait, I clicked it.
Yeah, it works. And it was a
It actually
compelling
works.
ad, but like if you're online, you have to be careful with what you're clicking on, anyways. But like it was great, and so I just clicked to book a call with one of the people and get some more information, and they walk me through
A sales script.
a sales
basically.
script, pretty much the same sales script that I use
That we
now
use,
with
yeah.
my own clients, and
Yeah.
it was really great and scary because you're putting money on it, and
So you had to go talk to
it
your
requires
husband.
a lot. I got to talk to my husband. And then I called your sister because she's got a really good brain for business. She's a real estate agent in Hawaii, and like she's like, yeah,
Girl,
that
that
sounds
sounds
great.
rough.
I know, right? Up on the ridge
Yeah.
at
Selling
Haleakala,
volcanoes and
like
stuff.
it's so
Right,
good.
right now it's been tough with
the fire on Maui?
With the fire on Maui. Yeah.
Discount.
It's out now, so business is back to normal. But anyways,
But yeah.
go ahead, continue.
So you called Mike's sister.
Mike's
and asked
sister
her,
and asked her. She was like on board. I called one other person. They're like, no, that sounds awful. And I was like, I'm gonna go with Mike's sister here.
Yeah, she's right.
That sounds like
Christine's
no
a
one would
diehard.
be into it. But then Christine was like, yes, do it. That sounds awesome. So she was my first client.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
And
But-
that's kind of cool that you can work anywhere with anybody.
Anywhere.
All over
I need
the
internet
We just need Wi-Fi.
and my laptop. That's it. So one of our dreams is to spend 3 months at a time in Hawaii.
in Maui with
Christine and her husband Sam. Yeah. And so she's a bit of a mentor for me because she's building her business, but the lifestyle that we're looking for, and that that I'm kind of emulating that she has, is like you're not living to work here.
Yeah.
You work to live. You take the time to enjoy
Absolutely.
your home, your
And that's
surroundings, travel,
That's
family.
a huge part of like the entrepreneurs that I do talk to, is that it's not always about making the most amount of money.
Yeah.
Because if it's just about money, anybody can go make money. You can go to a job somewhere, you can go whatever. It's about the lifestyle. It's about enjoying what you do. And that was the big thing for me, is that I wasn't enjoying the job that I had before.
Right.
And I do enjoy what I do now. So that was a big part of the change that I made. And Mike, you obviously saw the light with Amy doing.
Oh yeah.
So it was
absolutely.
always in your book cards to jump on board at some point, or were you just
No,
kinda like,
no, it wasn't.
So this was Amy's thing, and
I
then
was-
you're
yeah.
like, you have fun, honey, and
I was at the time when she decided to do this. I was happy with my job. I love the people that I work with, but then I saw it take off, and then the idea kind of just like hit us both. It's just like, Mike, why don't you just slowly work your way out of the job and join me? And then so I slowly picked up tasks from Amy, started learning the gig, do the training, and then come May 1st. That's when I
That's when you
joined
left your
full
job.
time.
Yep.
I left my job and then joined full time. And
it's
yeah.
been slow. Like we're not here to build an empire, so we're not like pushing to get
wanna
as
do
big as
this well.
possible. We want to do this well. We want to serve the
Absolutely.
people that we're working with, and the clients that I have currently, I'm taking care of them. So Mike's going to be taking on clients himself probably in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Just got to do a few more.
There are a lot of
Things,
digital
and then-
advertisers who are like kind of screw it up for us, and so it's just like, okay, like are we going to be one of those? Absolutely not. Like we want to be good at this. We want to actually help people. We're not necessarily in it for the money, but we want to just help people bottom line. Mm-hmm. So,
But is that really new with digital? I mean, advertisers have been doing that forever. There's been good and there's been bad. There's been reputable ones. There's been shady
it's
ones.
tough.
It's the same with digital. It's literally just changing the format. That's all it's doing. It's
Yeah.
the same. It's the same thing. And you're going to get good. You're going to get bad. You're going to get working.
Yeah.
You're going to get ones that study it properly, that know what they're doing, and you're going to get some hacks that are out there just
Yeah.
hoping that they catch a few bucks and
Right.
and
Something
so
that-
it's
Something that seems to be the trouble when someone doesn't, when there's a digital marketer that hasn't served their clients very well, is that perhaps they're taking any clients they can, and they're not necessarily sticking to a certain niche of people that they have a proven method that they can replicate between the customers. Whereas if you stick to a niche, it's a little bit more predictable because we know exactly what to implement, and we've already tested those methods with another client, so we know where to go first.
But no, that's a typical entrepreneurial thing to do.
Go to a
Is when
niche.
you first start your business, you're taking everybody. You're in the back of your mind. It's like,
that's the
no,
word.
I cannot lose one of
Right.
these lead. Like I need everybody, and even if they're ones where you get a client that takes up 90% of your time, people are still in this mindset that, oh no, I need every client.
The
That's
poverty
actually the
mindset,
worst thing
yeah.
you
It
can
is.
do.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
So
That,
you're-
and that they call those energy vampires.
Yes.
Like they'll suck you dry for no revenue at all. And there's a lot of that out there. And
There
that's
is.
where but as a new business person, I was chasing everything. Anything, like if you could fog a mirror, I'd talk to you. I'm serious. Like
I've never heard that phrase before.
You've never
I
heard
love
that?
it. I
Oh,
love
yeah,
it.
that-
I'm going to
well,
use that.
I like that.
go ahead, yeah. If you can fog a mirror, I'll talk to you, right?
Yeah.
I'll talk, and even if there was nothing, like live and learn, right? Like there was so much time that I wasted. If you could do it over again, I'd probably, but again, that's how you get stronger. That's how you get better.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, that's how you learn, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Mike, you came in and that must have been a little bit heart wrenching for you to quit a job and then go
Especially if
completely.
you like the job.
Especially when you like the job.
I like the job. Yeah, I more so like the people, and that's kind of what I miss the most. But it was the right time. It was the right time to leave, and the exit was perfect. It took a whole 6-month period, and I found the right person to take my job.
You didn't burn any bridges on
I
the way
didn't
out
burn
or
any
anything?
bridges. It was great.
You weren't planning any weddings or
Didn't
anything?
throw a bomb on your way out?
That's the only thing that I miss is working with the people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the right time, and I'm excited for that. Like this is going so well right now. So
That's a pretty
It's
standard
free.
entrepreneurial thing, though, is to go in on your own and then all of a sudden you're without anybody around. I've been doing that for a long time and been a solopreneur and, talking to your dogs. You know what I mean? I mean, that's your
Well, it gets lonely after
conversation.
a while.
That's why I started a network.
Yeah.
That was literally why I started it. I started it because it was having other business people around to talk to, because it was horrible running a business without having people to connect with and share ideas with, right? And that was kind of an important thing, and that kept me sane.
Cool.
Okay, as sane as I could possibly be.
Yeah, you're
No.
I get it. Most of the people that know me are going, yeah, right.
Yeah. And then working together as spouses and also as business partners or co-owners of your company, how's that been?
It's been really cool.
Yeah.
Like having Mike at home and working with me has freed up a lot of time for both of us. Just the dynamic within the household is different because we're both at home now. And so what it kind of felt like when you were at the job, it was kind of like Mike's schedule versus my schedule, and they were kind of butting heads. But now that we're on the same side and we're working this business together, it's like this is our team now, as opposed to like butting heads, which is kind of neat. Now that like our schedules are the same and they're cohesive, and we're both working to the same end goal.
Well, I think what's really cool too is now that I'm not working at the job, our lifestyles have less constrictions, so we can go do what we want. Like I was working on Saturdays, and Amy kind of wanted to go camping or go somewhere over the weekend, and now we can do that. And it's like we can go.
And even if there's something
anywhere.
important that needs to be done on the business, you can do it there.
I can do it there. Yeah.
You can do it wherever.
Anywhere.
We were in
As long as you have
Mexico.
Wi-Fi,
Yeah, we were in Mexico over December, and it was like the best place to work. Some people are like, "Why would you take work to Mexico?" Like, why wouldn't you want to work if you're going to work anywhere? Like Mexico's a pretty good place
Well,
to work.
especially if you, and then here's the thing: if you actually enjoy what you're doing, it's not really working. Like that's the thing. It's your business, right? So you're running your business, and if you check out of running your business for any point in time, especially as new business owners, which you guys are, you're gonna lose revenue, right? So you can't. That's all great for people to say, "Oh, why are you taking work with you?" But I mean, this is your livelihood. This is your business. This is your baby. Like this is, you're going to grow with it. Your business is going to grow as you guys grow, right? So that's kind of how people you need to look at it when they say, "Hey, why are you taking work with you?"
Right.
Like I work wherever I go. It doesn't matter to me.
Right.
So
I always have. I enjoy it. It's part of my entertainment for myself is to do stuff when I'm on vacation, when the family's doing their thing, and I may not be a beach guy or a sun guy or something, but the family is, and
We can
do
tell
my
you're not a
thing.
sun guy.
But as long as they're having fun, and you're fine,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
And nobody complained about it. It's just like nobody said, "Oh, put the work down." It's just like, why?
Yeah.
If I'm at the pool or something with a laptop, leave me alone.
Yeah.
That's what I like doing. So
One hurdle that I think we're going to have to come up to is a business should be able to function without you. So for us to be able to get to that point, that would be really nice if we could hire enough people or whatever that looks like in order so that we could let it function without us entirely.
That's way down the road, but
I haven't seen any business owners that have been able to do that yet.
No?
That's the theory, and it's in every single business book you
Right.
read.
Okay.
Right.
And it's all about leadership, and that's what they say in all these leadership books and business books.
Right.
But the actual practice is quite difficult.
Yeah, or even just delegating the people to do it. But even then, the owners are still going to have their
You
hand
still
in
need
it.
to have your hand in there. You still need to be there because
the level of trust you would need in your employees is the hardest hurdle to overcome.
yeah.
Okay.
Because you're literally leaving your baby in the hands of
That's what I was
someone
gonna
else.
say.
That is,
And they don't care about it as much as you do.
Right.
And if
All
they
right.
do care about it as much as you do, they're going to have their own business.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
And that's
you
the
won't be able
thing.
to keep them for very long.
And that's why I think it's it's like this endless journey to try and find that ability to have somebody who runs your business while you're not there, because they
Right.
have to care for it as much as you do, but nobody's ever going to care
They're not
for
going
it
to
as
do
much
that.
as you
Okay,
do.
so I
I
won't
think the
feel
best we
bad
can-
that
Don't
I'm
feel
not
bad.
getting there.
No.
That's good.
I mean,
all right. I'm not going to do that golden. I'm just going to get rid of that on the list.
no, that's not what they're
Shoot your
saying.
dreams down.
Just-
Yeah, that's not
yeah,
what
just
you're
crush
telling
that
me.
dream right there.
We'll blow your dreams away.
But the point is, I mean,
Yeah.
you there's got to be a mix, right? So,
Yeah.
So to leave your business alone enough,
Right.
okay, without having to micromanage every little piece of the puzzle.
Absolutely.
That's what your goal really
Right.
is. And why would you want to leave for any extended period of time and let it run on its own? You want to be connected. I mean, that's why you have a business. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that it's probably unrealistic to think that, leaving it 100% in somebody else's charge is a good thing. It's probably not. But to have a nice balance in your life of being able to get away and not panicking, that's a pretty good goal.
That's
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
no,
that's
that
nice.
is the hope for sure.
I know one big thing that prevents panic is that we can work wherever there's Wi-Fi. We don't need to be on site to do any of the work, which is really cool. So that's helpful.
It's kind of an interesting, like the business of marketing has gone, in the last 15 years, it's completely been turned on its head. Because you used to have just the traditional marketing where it's like print advertising, bus benches,
Billboards. Radio.
Yeah, radio, TV ads, that type of thing, if you can get on TV. But more and more people don't even have TV. Like, they don't even have cable. Like, everything's going through their computers. Everything's going through YouTube.
It's all on the internet. Yeah.
It's all on the internet now. So, like, you guys are kind of at the crest of the wave of the future kind of thing. So,
yeah, it's the digital age.
So the TVs are all connected to the internet anyway. So
well, yeah, you have smart TVs.
Yeah, smart TV now, yeah.
So why don't you walk us through, like, so Blufish does lead generation on social media. So you use Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn.
Yep. Google. We can do YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So walk us through, like, first of all, who are you looking for? How are you going to walk us through your first meeting to showing us exactly how this is going to work for us, and maybe give some people some tips and
sure. I'm not going to give you all the
tips.
secrets.
Don't give the secrets away, but maybe give some advice, right?
So you can give them to us after the cameras.
Yeah, you turn the cameras, we'll silence the cameras, and then
for sure,
just for you guys,
just for us,
yeah, just for you.
All the secrets.
All the secrets.
We don't ask for much.
Or we're not airing
funny.
this.
Well, we're trying to work with the niche of. I'm trying to get a couple more real estate agents. I need one locally, and then I can work with real estate agents across North America. Mike is looking for more healthcare professionals, gym owners. We like to work with chiros physios because that's where I've been working for my career so far as a kinesiologist, which I'm retiring from as of this year, by the way. It's really fun to be retiring at 29. Like, that's kind of fun. And okay, so then real estate agents, yeah. Those are
How
who
would
we
the first
want.
meeting go?
First meeting? We just try to like chat. We just try to chat and like talk about how business is going. Like what's going good, what's going a little bit tough for them.
Like
and
who's their prospective client and who
who do they want to work with? What
how
are
they doing it now?
Yeah,
Right.
what are you doing for
Absolutely.
marketing? If you're doing marketing, like is it getting the results that they want? What could be better for them? What are they missing? And also we analyze the sales process, like from like new lead comes in, what do you do until that person gets in the door and actually books a client or books an appointment? Because that process is probably 60% of actually attaining the client, where like we can help create the systems to deliver a person to become a lead. But if you're like, oh, look, a lead, and then you forget about it, then it's not going to happen. So, so what we're trying to do is find the right fit for a client that we can work with and we can chat with and get to know, and then also just coach a little bit, help improve their systems, whether it's an error in their just like nurturing and follow up, or if it's like a full personal defect that they can't actually like nurture a lead, that kind of thing, or even just to build systems to help them nurture a lead, whether that's outsourcing somebody to do a follow-up phone call for them, like hire an ISA for them, which is really common for real estate agents. Like they need somebody to actually phone these leads for them, book them an appointment with the real estate agent, and then go from there.
Oh, okay.
So that's definitely an option. So yeah, we look to build partnerships with the people that we're working with so that we can really help them both get new leads for them and coach the rest of their sales process.
So it's not just like, here's a bunch of names.
Yeah.
So like it brings me back to like it reminds me of
here's the phone book.
Glengarry Glen
Give 'em a
Ross,
call.
right?
No, it's a partnership.
Like
It's a relationship.
the leads are bad, and then the leads are good, and then it's like, well, the Glengarry Glen Ross is all about like trying to get the leads and buy the real estate or whatever else.
Sure.
But, I mean, and I think everybody kind of needs to realize that even if you're not in some sort of sales position or say you're not selling something, you're still selling your service. You're selling yourself. So in order for you to get people to come, like they're not going to pick up the phone. Hey, so-and-so is a personal trainer. Let's call them up. No, you need to have some sort of ability to mine those people and look for them. But it's the system you guys have created is a little bit more than just getting the leads. It's a lot more in depth than that.
It's coaching, and we can provide scripts to use to get on the phone with the people. We know that it typically takes between like 8 and 12 touch points before the person will actually pick up the phone for you. So like if you're calling the person, it might take you a week for them to actually pick up the phone.
What's the psychology behind that?
Well,
like why? Okay, so if you're
millennials,
clicking on the
we don't
link,
answer the phone anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't know the
Not
phone
answering
number.
the phone.
We don't answer the phone.
Yeah, I think that's the
I'm
thing.
not a millennial, and I
Exactly.
why?
I
We just
rarely
don't.
answer the phone if I don't
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
and
because-
that's the thing. Sometimes, like, if you have voicemail or whatever, but
Right.
it drives me crazy when somebody phones and then doesn't leave a voicemail.
I know, but that's the thing too now is that people will they'll phone, but they'll just like drop the call before a voicemail goes through. So what helps with that is if you can shoot a text message that says like, "Hey, I'm Lyle. I saw that you're interested in my Facebook post. I want to call you in a couple minutes. This is the number that's going to pop up." So that at least they recognize the number that's going to be calling them in a couple minutes.
That seems so.
It's a bit backwards, and
That just like I guess I'm old, and
You are.
that
You're
sounds.
older than your years. I'm afraid.
I get it, but
yeah,
that sounds like everything that we were taught when I was going through my
Yeah.
training was you always want to talk on the phone. Texting is very informal.
Yep.
But I think society's gone more informal.
it definitely has.
it's
Business
changed.
relationships have
It's
gone
switched.
less formal too.
It's not just millennials, though. I mean,
It's good. Like,
for instance,
old-
for me, I
old
don't have
people
a phone
do it
number
too.
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
You won't find my phone number anywhere.
Right.
I find phone calls to be a waste of my time. I'm usually driving somewhere or something, and what does the phone call always end with? Hey, can you just throw that into an email and send it to me? Why did I just go through that? Hey, do you have a minute?
Yeah.
Which generally takes 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That whole have a minute thing is probably the last straw where I just all phone numbers are gone.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, I have a minute. 25 minutes later, you're like, dude, can you get to the point?
Yeah.
Funny.
And
I've done a mashup of the two. So like the benefit of texting or an email is that you can leave it there, you can come back to it later, but it takes a lot longer to type it out or whatever. So I've just been doing the voice recorder in the Messenger. Like in Facebook Messenger, I'll just like record myself saying the whatever it is and leave it there. They can get to it whenever they want to, which is kind of neat instead of phoning them and interrupting them, which is kind of helpful. But yeah, we just don't. I don't know. I don't pick up the phone number unless I recognize it. Because I learned growing up, if I pick up the phone every time, it's probably going to be a telemarketer or like a salesperson or like
No one wants that.
See that?
Absolutely.
it's just not fun. So that's why
So you shoot them a text. So that's a nice
you
little
can
tip.
shoot them a text and
And
say
people
like,
are open to that.
yeah, they're
They're going to see it.
they're gonna
Like,
get
see it on their
Yeah.
phone.
and they'll open it because you've got that little notification that we compulsively check whenever there's a notification on our phone. So they'll at least know that it's coming.
And they need to get rid of it too. That's the
And
other
they'll
thing.
have to
People
get
are
rid of the little
completely obsessive
notification.
about that.
Exactly.
They're
It's
going
like,
to see
I gotta
that
get rid
phone
of
number too, so
Yeah.
that when you call, they're going to recognize
gonna-
it,
yeah.
and it's, oh yeah, that's Lyle.
Oh yeah, this is a guy that remember.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I
I'm
did
not
check in
answering
on
that
that,
call.
which is another important part. Another important part with the marketing that we do is we try to set up our campaigns so that when they have expressed interest and they gave us their information to become a lead, they know, like we've said in the ad copy, we're going to call you in a minute here. Like
Yeah.
you're putting your information in here so that we can book a time to talk.
Okay.
So
Not just
that
that, like,
we
they want
frame
to be
it.
contacted. Yeah.
We frame it so that they should be expecting a phone call, which is still ridiculous that it takes eight touches to actually get in touch with them, but it happens. So
So it's just your typical advertising too. 'Cause
Yeah.
It was generally 8 touches. So literally,
Yep.
it's shifting platforms.
Yep.
It's not shifting methodology or even psychology.
Well, the psychology is still there, except
Yeah.
the formalness of things are starting to.
Yeah.
I think culture in general is just not as formal as it used to be. Like,
yeah.
it used to be when I started, you have to wear a suit to work if you're working, and if you don't wear, we don't do casual business, so we don't wear business casual. Well, now that I'm out of corporate Canada, it's like I'm not wearing a suit if I can at all help it, because that it really sucks, especially in the summertime to wear a suit. That really is terrible. So you shoot them off. You generate some leads. You're out there mining Facebook, LinkedIn. Like, walk us through the process of that.
So the process goes, I would like summarize it into 3 steps. So we attract the right people, we collect their information, we transfer it to you.
Okay.
So in the ACT, attracting the right people, we would target them using the targeting techniques that we have available in our systems, using interests that they have, like demographics where applicable, and then we would build an ad that would speak to them, catch their attention, and interrupt them. Usually it's like an ad that you would see in your Facebook page.
Yeah.
Like we see them all the time now. And if we can catch a person's attention with a photo or a catchy line, something like that, then we can stop them long enough for them to look at it, read a little bit more, and then click for more information. So then when they put in their contact information, we transfer it over to our client, their real estate agent or the car or whoever we're working with, and we can automate that process so that like it pops up automatically in their CRM or track it in a spreadsheet, for example. We can fire a number of automations to go automatically as well. We could send them an automated voicemail drop, for example, which is really cool. And some text messages to help with that follow-up.
Yeah.
And then, and then the lead gets delivered. We can send a text message to the client that says, like, you got a new lead. This is their phone number. Call them right now.
Yeah.
And then what we
happens.
coach for the follow-up is try to get on the phone with them within 2 minutes, because their brain is still focused on that offer, that ad that we created for them. They're still in that headspace of where we were talking to them about maybe like in the ad copy, we talk about, well, what pain are they in that we can solve with the services that we're offering? Right. So they're still thinking about that solution to this problem that they're having. So if you can get on the phone within 2 minutes with them, it's really helpful.
Another thing to add to that is they're still scrolling through Facebook, so they could stumble upon some other ad. So the sooner the client calls them, the better.
Yeah. Right. And you probably experienced that. Like if you clicked on a certain service, like maybe you clicked on just to look at a listing, for example, you'll notice that later in the day, you're going to get a whole bunch of other ads that are based on listings, real estate agents, Zillow, Realtor.com, those kinds of things. Because once you express interest in the topic on Facebook or on the internet, ads will start following you around. Right. So if they have become a lead, you get in front of them right away so that they don't get picked up by another ad and another agent, for example.
Similar to yours.
Yeah.
You mentioned automation earlier, and that was a game changer in life. I mean, I've been around for a long time, and I've been a techie for a long time, and I mean, emails were great and everything, and then you started seeing things where you get automated responses to emails, or you could set up an email account. If somebody emails you here, it's going to automatically respond in whatever you're going to do, or landing pages that would automatically send out an email. And I mean, that was a game changer. That was, and then people started really refining that, and I think right now it's been refined to some very cool levels. That I mean, you could automate so much right now and take a big chunk of the workload off of your plate, and just by automated scripts and automated things, and then you get the final result, and you already know so much by the time it gets to physically you. That it's just such a cool thing to watch, right? Like really cool. I love a lot of that stuff. But I mean, Facebook ads, though, I actually have a program that stops that stuff.
Nice, that's good.
Only because I got annoyed, because the only issue I ever had, let's say, for instance, I was looking for a DeWalt drill. If I'm looking for a DeWalt drill, within an hour, I'm going to buy it somewhere. Okay, I don't need to hear about it for a month.
Yeah,
I was
right.
looking for that DeWalt drill. It's like, dude, I've been using it now for 3 weeks. Okay, and why is it popping up all over the place?
We make those ads that follow you around on the internet.
It's just like, enough.
That's us.
Stop it.
That's us, right?
Oh, I know.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
But it's funny that we had somebody on here a couple of weeks ago that she was telling us that there's geographic things. So if you walk by a certain store or something, it's like, all of a sudden you get advertisements. And then there's like the people that say the phone's listening to you. So if you talk about, even if you talk about something,
it's scary, but it's cool. I mean, I'm of
there's
that mindset.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. For
I
sure.
get it. There's a privacy thing, and honestly, you can avoid all those things. You can the privacy settings on all your devices. You can literally take care of that. But on the flip side, it's kind of cool.
It is really cool.
Like,
there's a lot of potential.
I've been a sci-fi freak for my whole life, and watching sci-fi movies where you're walking by and a hologram comes
like
up.
Minority Report.
Hey.
Yeah,
Minority Report. That's a good one.
That's
Absolutely.
I love that stuff.
That's
That is just so cool. But anyway, I digress.
I love it.
No, it's the way of the future, and it's the way of doing business in the future, and there's no more minding the phone book, I think. Like, going through the list in the phone book. Because first of all, you can't call everybody. There's a do not call list. And if you're on the do not call list and you get called, well, then somebody can get in trouble. So the telemarketers that's now basically gone. There's no telemarketing jobs, really.
There's still a lot. You get them from out of the country.
Yeah.
Which you don't care about the do not call list. So
like, what are you going to do? Other than Canada Revenue Agency calling me every day telling me I'm getting sued.
Right.
That's fake news.
That's fake.
You need to pay this right now with Bitcoin.
They're phishing.
Yeah.
Have you ever phoned them back?
I've done a lot of things. I'm not very proud of. I've kept telemarketers on the phone for like an hour at once.
Oh, no.
And then it was just like...
Just to save the next guy?
Oh, sorry, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You just keep phoning them over and over and over again, spamming them.
Oh,
so it sounds like with the lead generation, it's the easiest thing is the advertising part. It's the infrastructure in the background that really is the hard part for the. And you were saying automated has been good for business, but to create that automated stuff itself is like a week's worth of work just to create the automation.
Ryder, you do it from scratch. You code everything yourself.
Yeah. So he's crazy.
That's a lot of work.
He codes it and does it all
was
himself.
more work at the beginning. Now
at the beginning,
it's kind of
to learn code. Learn to code.
To learn it, and I also have a library of things that I've done before.
Yeah.
I'm not rewriting every line all the time. That's ridiculous. But things that I've written, there's a library in there. I pull this, add that, bang, it's done, and you're like, cool.
Yeah.
But that, on the flip side of that, the automation thing is now you're getting, we just mentioned the calls from overseas, the marketing calls. You're getting those automated calls, which are great because honestly, hello. Oh, it's automated. Click.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's a 2-second. Oh, I've taken care of this call already. I don't have to listen anymore.
Isn't that like from a Simpsons episode, the Dial-a-tron 2000 or something? Hello, friends. If you send me $1, I will send you happiness. And then everybody starts sending in money.
Amazing.
Love that. The Simpsons is always right, and they're predictors of the future. So anyway,
apparently they are. Yeah,
actually, it's weird if you go through all the stuff that they predicted. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, but let's be honest. How many episodes do they have? There are so many episodes.
Yeah.
They've got to be right at some point.
I think the percentage is
president. That was
Donald Trump and
Donald Trump is.
Did you see the latest with the boxing? The big dude that knocked out the champ.
Oh
no!
The big. He's a chubby white guy. Boxer from the UK, I think it was, or no, maybe he might be Latin American, but he's a big. He doesn't look like he's a boxer. He looks like
chubby white guy is so politically incorrect on so many levels. I am offended.
Here we go.
Because you identify with that.
Anyways, this guy knocked out the champ, and they superimpose the actual pictures from the guy after the fight, and then they have the Simpsons episode from like 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And they're almost identical.
Cool.
And I'm like, whoa, they did it again.
There's crazy. There's some really scary Simpsons stuff.
But they've been on for what, 30 years?
A long time.
Yeah, something.
So they inevitably they're gonna every blind squirrel gets.
I gotta say, guys, I stopped watching Simpsons when I was like 15.
Oh, so sad.
I know.
You actually,
I haven't actually.
So you did this grow up thing?
This whole growing up thing? Yeah. Trying
it's
to.
Overrated.
When was that?
Growing up? Well, I gave it a good try about half an hour ago.
You can't be a grown up in this place here. So.
Well, I'm almost 60, so as soon as I hit 60, I will no longer have to attain that grow up status.
Then you'll be a pensioner and a shut-in.
Exactly.
The old hockey, Jim Robinson. Hello, pensioners and shut-ins. You'll be Jim Robson's target market. Yelling it from your porch at everybody.
With my cane.
Get off my grass.
Yeah.
Even though there's no grass on it.
I've got a pit bull. I don't need to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What has been your biggest challenge then, since you guys started this business? Because it's not all rosy sunshine. You got your lifestyle you want to have. Mm-hmm. You're getting to your target market, and that's a big thing is helping people identify their target market. I'm sure that's a huge thing with newer business people. Like I said, you fog a mirror, you're hired, you're in, but you need to have that target market and get past the fact that there's a lot of dead weight out there that you can't help. Either they don't want your help or you don't want to help them.
Right.
And it's a two-way street, right? So what has been your biggest challenge to date as far as business is concerned?
It hasn't been a challenge of like learning the systems or anything. It's a challenge of getting into the mindset of business owner, in a sense of like, I'm quite an introvert. I do not like sales conversations where like in the typical sense of like a pushy salesperson kind of conversation, but that's a mindset I need to get over, and I need to be able to like have those intentional and guide those conversations towards sales more more powerfully than I'm comfortable with. And I know that I can do it, but what keeps getting in my way is just like self-doubt and just like my discomfort with that. And I think I could just say like I had a bad experience. Like I did pick up the phone one time for a marketer that was trying to get me to sign up for a credit card. And my experience was that they wouldn't let me off the phone. I was like in tears trying to tell them no, and I was actually crying on the phone. Oh. They wouldn't let me, and of course I just didn't hang up because I was like 13, and like, or I'm probably not 13, but like, yeah, I felt like I was 13, so that was like 5 years ago.
That's my cane against the wall.
But yeah, they were like, they wouldn't let me off the phone. I wasn't strong enough to just hang up, and then I ended up like in tears signing up for a credit card that I did not need, and I was just so angry and sad, and so I really just hate doing those. That's a psychological
roadblock, though.
Yeah, it's a psych roadblock for me. I need to do that in a different way.
That's the best way to do this. Is just make it a game.
But what I'm learning is when I'm listening to somebody tell me no, or give me an objection like, oh, the price, because price is an objection that everybody comes to. It's there's something else going on. It's not that the price is an issue, it's that they're not understanding the benefit of the services properly, or they don't actually need it, or they don't understand what's going on. So they'll give me whatever reason it is they can think of to say no, because they don't understand, or they don't know how to ask or find out more information. So instead of just pushing the sale, I'm just trying to chat with the person more and use that opportunity to ask them more questions and find out what's really going on for them.
So an ethical approach?
Yeah, right? Ethical entrepreneur. What?
That's kind of...
Try and relate a little bit more.
Yeah, relate and build more rapport and show them
How are you ever going to build an empire if you're ethical?
I told you I don't want to build an empire.
There are ways to do that.
It's funny, though, that we're talking about, and we've been talking to entrepreneurs from the very beginning of the Common Sense Warriors, and for me... I used to be in construction, and I mean, in order for me to be in construction long term, I probably have about $60,000 worth of tools. That's probably low. For my wife, it's $500.
Good thing she doesn't watch the show, right?
My biggest fear in life is that my wife is going to sell my tools for what I said I paid for them. Anyway,
oh no!
But the point is, nowadays, entrepreneurs with the digital age, with the digital marketing, with what's out there, we're getting some very awesome people becoming entrepreneurs, because that one roadblock is no longer there. The roadblock of having to invest massive amounts of money to get a business started. Now you can start a business, and we're seeing some really amazing people. There's some shady stuff going on as well too, but that's not really relevant, because no matter what happens, the cream floats to the top. And the ones that do it properly and ethically and are doing it well will always find their way to the top. I just think it's fantastic that so many people get the opportunity now, because it's not limited to people that have a big chunk of money to invest in something that they're not quite sure is going to work. And because that again, from when I was younger, that was a huge roadblock, and people had great ideas and would have done amazingly well, but didn't want to risk the amount of investment that you're going to need.
But that's counterintuitive to being an entrepreneur. And that's the big thing, is that the successful entrepreneurs are the ones that are willing to take the risk.
Sure.
The ones that are not willing to take the risk, well, first of all, why are you an entrepreneur in the first place? You got to take a risk.
But you have to have it to risk it. And that's what I'm getting at, is that if you don't have it, but you have a great idea, now you're not limited to hold on to that idea until you have the means to make it happen. Now you can find a way of making it happen, and before somebody else thinks of it, a couple of years down the road, while you're still trying to earn that money to make it happen, right? And I've seen that happen quite a few times, where a lot of people you talk to are like, "Man, I thought of that like 10 years ago."
Right.
I just couldn't afford to do anything with it, and that's a really sad thing that happens.
Like I thought of Pokemon Go like 15 years ago.
Nice.
When Pokemon first came out,
I'm
like, wouldn't it be cool to have a game?
Like 20
realistic.
years ago?
So whenever it came out, and I had friends that had kids that were like totally into Pokemon, and they're battling with Pokemon. I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to have a computer game where you could actually like do it, and then like it'd be really cool to like just walk around and find Pokemon everywhere, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, that craze came out for about a month, and then
died off,
but there's still people that are like still
into it.
hardcore.
Yeah.
That was mind-numbing, the people that were walking around doing it.
Watching those videos?
Please.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's crazy.
I mean, it was fun at the beginning.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's kind of
For the first 5 minutes, it was
I'm sure
great.
the developers
Mike,
got so much money
Mike and
doing
I
that.
would like when we were driving through the neighborhood, we'd have the windows down.
we would see these kids.
We would see like huddles of
these
kids.
like hold
Mike
their
would,
phones, like looking
he
at their
would
phones.
stick his head out the window and be like, "Pokemon Go, Pokemon Go."
Are you playing Pokemon Go?
Pokemon Go? And just,
Yeah, you are.
And then they're like, yeah.
And then I just drive away.
So there's a Charizard down the road.
Yeah.
There's a button.
Get that cardio. Come on. But another big
have my own
barrier,
game.
another big barrier that like I have seen get in my way, and in like colleagues of mine that are also doing what I'm doing. But anybody, like, what is the biggest barrier for us all? Is it just our headspace? Like, are we going to get out of our own way in order for us to be able to succeed in this, or are we going to let ourselves get brought down by the little things? Because in the end, it's your mindset towards your barriers that will make the difference between a successful entrepreneur and someone who gives up. And we know that isn't it like 80% of business owners that start close within a year and a half or something?
With that, yeah.
That's hard.
Under
It's
2 years,
high.
I think,
Yeah.
But that's not. It's not because of not that they're not good ideas or anything. It's
Yeah,
just
they're
that
great
people
ideas.
jump into it without the
They're not ready.
knowledge that you have to do everything.
Yeah. Right.
And then there's the people that don't want to hire the right people to take care of certain things. And
Well, the worst thing as an entrepreneur is trying to do it all yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that I have identified that I'm really, really bad at certain things, such as administrative stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's the e-myth, the entrepreneur myth, is that like I can just start a business all on my own. I don't have to worry on it without anybody else.
No,
It's a really good book, by the way.
Yeah.
The e-myth.
The
You do
e-myth.
have to outsource. You do have to hire people to
Yeah.
do the other things, and that's where we come in. We'll take care of marketing for you, a little bit of business coaching, sales
We'll bring
and follow up.
people to your door, and then there's your
Help
growth
you-
right there.
We'll help you convert those into clients. So
Yeah. It's up to them to make the sale and up to them to cross
Right.
the path.
It's a little bit of like
Exactly
stay in your lane because like you're a chiropractor. Don't try to be a marketer. Or like you're a real estate agent. Work those deals, like work the paperwork, show the homes, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
But what we do is a full-time job. So if you're going to take that on too and do it really well, you're going to be working so much harder than
And
you
that's
need to
the
be.
big thing. I think most businesses do fail in the first couple of years because they try and do it all themselves.
Right.
And that's exactly the reason
Or they're trying
why.
to cut corners and make
Well,
it
you
as
cut corner.
affordable
Well, you
as
cut
possible.
corner as an entrepreneur, you're dead. Like you have to do all of the things to get you to that next level to get that sustained.
And if you're not skilled in it, hire out. Hire out for it.
So what's the biggest social media? And there's different social medias for different things. So you guys are using Facebook, Instagram. What's the latest, or what
Most
are the
effective?
different? I guess different people have different things. Like I know people that are strictly on LinkedIn. They don't go on anything else. I know people that are strictly on Facebook. There's demographics for each of those different ones. Like Facebook's like everybody says, oh, my mom's on Facebook, right? And that's for the older people. But the young kids, hardly any of them are on Facebook.
Right.
So is there a
Stats show that they are. That they are on Facebook. Yeah,
Okay.
stats show that they are. Most effective for advertising is still Facebook. And so that's where we primarily work, but we do send ads over to Instagram and it's in the marketplace and we can put it on YouTube and those kinds of things too. So, but the stats are showing Facebook is still really powerful. But when those stats change, we change our strategy. We move it over.
You can make that work.
Yep.
And Facebook will just buy whatever it is anyway. So
Yeah,
it'll
so
still be
we'll be
Facebook.
fine. I mean, like when they
Like
get ads into
Facebook now.
WhatsApp, we're going to be there too. So it's all good.
and what if Facebook changes their currency? Because I heard that's down the.
We'll be there too.
So you guys will be.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Zuma? I don't know.
Oh,
What was
no,
the-
I
their-
know. Zuckerberg dollars?
Yeah.
Zucker dollars?
Yep.
Yeah,
Zuckerbucks?
exactly. And then Zuckerbucks.
I like that.
Wow.
Zuckerbucks. Suckers.
Sucker bucks.
Bird dollars.
Oh, man.
You're welcome. That's my
Like what
idea.
a change! Like what a change, though, and it's not been a long period of time either.
No.
It's been absolutely amazing the change in marketing and business, and like people that have marketing degrees from the '90s were probably like pulling their hair out because they spent all that money.
I'm
to go-
excited to see what's coming up because
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you
again,
guys
in the
think
last,
is coming up?
15
Oh, I
years,
know.
we've seen insanity. But I mean, what is up now? We've got to be looking at holograms. We've got to be. I mean, the technology is
cool.
all there, right?
That'll be
It's
cool.
all there. I can't imagine. Well, I mean, I
What's
can.
next,
I-
yeah.
it's
In 10
just-
years
it's
from now?
exciting to think, and it's not going to be like 50 years down the road like it used to be. Like, oh
No.
man, I can't wait.
No, it's
till
gonna come
50 years.
faster
It'll be
than
like
we think.
in 5 years, we're going to have a completely new landscape.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of cool.
That's really cool. I'm really excited for coming up. I'm really excited for the solar industry to take off. I saw some ads for, it's not ads, but articles on solar panels that are clear, so you can put a coat over a glass window, for example, into a solar panel. Why would you not then be able to put in an image and an ad on that too, and make it really like Minority Report and like
power itself.
it can power itself.
Literally,
exactly.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah, you can have it in the middle of nowhere
Yeah.
and anywhere where there's no electricity or anything, and it just the ideas that could flow from that are just insane.
Yeah.
So it's very
Interesting.
cool.
Why not?
So 8 to 10 times to contact somebody. You have to reach out and talk to them 8 to 10 times before they actually answer the phone.
Pretty much.
And the whole way of doing things from the 90s is now gone.
Well,
you can still
the 8
do
touches,
it, like-
The 8 touches
everything
never really,
changes, but it
There's-
still stays the same.
There's still so much value in the referral groups. Like
Yeah.
today, I booked 2 extra meetings for him today, showing up to our breakfast, and so there's still so much value in like personally doing the
personal stuff,
legwork.
yeah.
When
But-
you can see face
Well,
to
the
face,
face-to-face
have that
will
conversation.
never really go
No.
away.
Right.
I mean, it's going to be
For sure.
It has a role, just like the electronic and digital touches have a role. But the face-to-face thing, at one point in time, we were kind of having discussions about, this is all going to go online. You're never going to have to sit down and meet with people. And I kind of shrugged it off as, I don't think so.
Right.
Because the real relationships are built when you're talking to each other, when we're seeing emotional, body language, face.
Getting to know them.
Yeah, really getting to know them. And I don't know if that will ever really change. I don't think we'll ever be that disconnected where we're going to be sitting with our VR goggles in our in our little smelly bedrooms. with a
Isn't that
computer.
Ready Player One or whatever?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't. It would
I don't
be.
know,
It
man.
would be horrifying
Yeah.
to think that is what the future
Right.
holds. I mean, shouldn't the future be us finding ways of simplifying our either business lives or work lives so that our personal lives could be so much more out there and fun
sure.
and
Yeah.
connecting and right, instead of trying to think that it could be that little room with a VR headset, right?
Right. And the benefit of like the Instagram age and like the Facebook age is that a lot of these people that are businesses are displaying themselves more personally as a business and showing what they do, and they're interacting with their audience. So it's people are signing up or becoming their client because they really like who they are rather than just how cheap their stuff is, for example.
Showing them that you're more personal, and then
Yeah.
behind this ad, there's actual person.
Yeah.
I think product has taken a back seat, and as it
More-
should, because
as
people
it
want
should.
to do business with people they like and have things
Absolutely.
in common.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
the simple bottom line of almost everything in business now. You want to have something in common with the people that you do business with. I think that is a very, very important part of financial planning.
Well, big corporations are still fighting that, and
they are.
I don't understand. Like they're just still, and that's going to be to their own
Detriment,
demise. And that's the thing is, if you're going through the lead generation, or you're trying to mine social media for leads, or trying to do all those things, and it's not working for you,
Do something else.
do something different.
Yeah.
'Cause it ain't
You
going
change
to.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People aren't going to
Doing the
change to
same
meet
thing
you.
over and over again.
And that's what I
It's
think
like,
people need to realize is people aren't going to change if you're doing something and it's not working. People aren't going to change to suit you. You need to change to suit the people, and you need to change your strategies. You need to change your scope and your focus. And everybody's just so like, oh, well, I've always done it this way, so this is the way we're always going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's again,
Because it used to work.
Because it
It
used to
used
work.
And we only want to do stuff that works.
and
Yes,
I learned today that if you
absolutely.
send like
Right.
I honestly like I did learn if you send a text, that's like faux pas drilled into my head from day one of anything that I've
Gotta
ever
get out of your
taken
own way,
is-
bud.
Exactly. I learned it. I'm going to try it too.
Yeah.
When we
And
bought
that's
our
the thing,
house, when we bought our
8
house, and
times.
when we were asking, or when we were looking into whether we can qualify for a mortgage, and whether this was even something doable, because we had just got notified that the house we were renting was selling, and so on, and then we looked at rentals out there, and it was insane. And so it was a text message to our mortgage broker, who happened to be at work. He happened to work at Vancouver General Emergency, and he was at work, and he texted me back. And that's literally how we did most of our mortgage stuff. And it was like, okay, I'm gonna fire you off some spreadsheets through your email, and literally that was with Jason. So literally we were doing stuff over text.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
the whole bit was
Yeah.
over text. And so again, that speaks to the fact that it's not just the younger people, because I am old, and I do everything in text. I just love it. It's just way easier, and I don't care whether it's Facebook or phone text, whatever.
Yeah.
However,
It's all texting.
It's all texting, and
Yeah.
because that way I can get to it. Like if I have to run and do something, I can get back and good,
Yeah.
I replied.
Yeah.
I don't have to be on the phone going, hang on, I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
It's just like life is just so much easier. So
Yeah,
You can
and
sneak
eventually
it in.
it's like a pleasant, persistent, like, hey, just reminding you of whatever. And there's people, again, are psychologically roadblock. I don't want to bug them. I don't want to bug them. I don't want to bug them. But the reality is people get busy.
They do.
And
They
it's
do.
like, oh,
You're trying to
crap,
call.
I forgot to call so-and-so back.
And they're cleaning up a mess because their 2-year-old is sick.
Yeah.
Or they're
Exactly.
in the middle, they're driving, or they're at work, or they're just making dinner for their family, or whatever.
So it's just everything that you guys are starting, I think, is on the cusp. But you guys are, like I said, you guys are in the wave of the future of marketing, and it's kind of a cool concept and business. And you guys are adding a little bit of value added with some coaching and some, sale, scripting and that type of thing, because those are important as well. Because if you don't have a system behind that, you're just wasting time.
And honestly, the fortune is in the follow-up.
Yeah.
Because I could dump 100 leads on your
totally.
lap, and
Yeah.
if you don't follow up with them, it's garbage, and I'm going to get complaints saying your leads suck. That's what's happened. Is that like if they're not closing leads,
suck.
they tell me the leads suck.
Yes.
because they're not doing the follow-up,
Yeah.
or they're calling once and then being like, your leads suck. They didn't call me. I'm like, well, did you call them? How many
Yeah.
times did you call them? Did you text them? Did you email them?
Yeah.
You have to be quite persistent.
And
because,
then how are you? Yeah.
And then how?
But that's
Yeah.
the same in networking. I mean, we talked about networking earlier, and it's my job is to pass you a lead. My job
Right.
is not to
Close it.
sign the contract for
That's
you.
my job.
Exactly.
Like, I can't
And
close
honestly,
lead for
if
you.
you're not gonna
for
call
sure.
them toot sweet, if you're not gonna call them now, and if you're
Yeah.
gonna wait a week,
Yeah.
sorry, it's not my problem.
Yeah.
You just lost that sale. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow up with my client. I'm gonna say, hey, did Amy contact you? Oh, she didn't. Oh,
Then
I'm
that's
so
on me
sorry
then.
because
Yeah.
right now my reputation has been hit by your actions,
Right.
and that's just a ridiculous thing. So, the callback, the follow up,
Yeah.
that is like
So
the
important.
key. It's absolutely important.
So people that we're not looking for are people that don't want their business to grow at all. People that maybe are just starting out with nothing behind them a little bit. We're not looking for people that don't understand the importance of the follow-up and aren't open to coaching. Because if they're closed off to being, pushed a little bit, then we don't necessarily want to work with you. And so we're looking for a really good fit with a person that we can connect with and maybe speak into their life a little bit and say like, okay, well, you suck at this. Like, let's do better here.
Yeah.
Get out of your own
What would
way.
be wrong with that
And then-
conversation? What would be wrong with
Without-
knowing and
yeah.
with getting it? Like, do you know what I mean?
Without
But again,
the
if
rapport
they're-
behind
if-
it,
if-
it's not going to
that's
go
a
very
target
well.
market, then if they're an entrepreneur and they can't handle some criticism,
Yeah. Oh, I know. No kidding.
like you better figure it out pretty quick or you're dead, right? Like, and that's the thing.
oh,
Yeah.
we're millennials again. Gee,
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Obviously.
Where-
So many people that we work with though have wonderful follow-up, and we can just supplement it
Yeah.
and just help make it automated and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Like real estate agents, they know the value of follow-up
Oh, yeah.
most of the
Yeah,
time.
they're really good.
It can always be
They're-
improved, so it's not often that we can really turn away someone just on that. But yeah, we're looking for a good fit, and that's one of the criteria that they know the value of the follow-up.
Right on. Well, I
Cool.
think we're probably out of time. I don't know the
We
time
are.
anymore because we changed the setups and stuff. I'm just kind of like,
It's been an hour.
I turned on your
We're
website.
about an hour, yeah.
So we're at bluefishdigitalinc.com. You can find them on Facebook. You can find them on Instagram. Follow them on Instagram. Follow them on Facebook.
Or bluefishdigital.com.
And it's Bluefish without the E in there. So redfish, bluefish kind of thing. So anyway,
BLUFish.digital.com.
and fish is spelled F-I-S-H. It's my contribution.
Throw that
Thank
in
you.
there.
Spelling.
Yay! I can spell.
You did good.
Yeah.
You did good.
Good job.
And I'm going fishing tomorrow. Anyways, thanks so much, guys, for coming on
for
the
having
show,
us. Thanks for
and looking forward to. We'll have to have you guys on again, and we'll see because you're both very new in it, and
But
Yeah,
good
let's
things
go
are
a year from
happening.
now.
Things are happening. We'll
We
give you guys
just
an update.
we just reached a goal. We just reached a big goal for us for client numbers,
Nice.
which is
Client
really
numbers.
good.
Nice.
Which is like just beyond for me. So it's really cool.
Yeah,
Excellent.
excellent.
Yeah.
Well,
Fantastic.
that's only means you need new goals.
Yeah. Right.
There you go. Blow
Shoot
the goals
higher.
out of the water. Well, we'll have
All
you
your
guys on in a
dreams
year,
always
and then
come
we'll
true.
see
You
how
need your
things
dreams.
go.
Sounds
But,
good.
Anybody who needs help with getting leads and building systems in order to find those leads and
Build your
and some
business.
modern ways of marketing, take a look at Bluefish. It's worth a phone call, anyways, or sorry, a text message.
Exactly.
All right,
It's still on the phone.
and
Same thing.
Anyways, adios, muchachos. We'll see you guys later.